this is where we stopped last time. Okay, but if you look properly, or if you can observe properly, you will find out that there is a little bit of difference. For example, so title cannot be empty. Let me refresh it. So if you want to achieve this, you don't want to do it like this, because this one, another thing you can do is to add some kind of close button here, so that when the person clicks it, then it will disappear. This one is this style is another way. So if you want to achieve this, it's simple. Okay, it just depends on where you are keeping, where you paste, where you put this. Okay, now let me show you how I managed to get this. So you head over quickly to form.php. Then at the, what's it called, at the form elements, okay, the form section. When you if you look at it here, in your own version, there is no value. Okay, just type value, then you type this. Well, let me make it a little bit smaller. Let me so that everything will be on one line, maybe. So let me just try that. All right. So view. Let me remove word wrap. So here it is. It says input. Then this is where the PHP code starts from. So PHP echo is set. So basically the same thing here. Okay, it's basically the same thing. Just that this is another way of doing it. So as I said earlier in this course, when you come across something like this, it means if there is nothing here, let it be use empty strings or blanks, just a blank space. So if this is not set, then it will replace it with a blank space, or nothing will be there. But anytime there is an error, or yes, there is an error that the upload.php is talking about, it will simply display it here. All right, it is very simple to do. This code now shouldn't confuse you. It's the same thing as here. It's just a different way of writing it. All right, we are done with this. So let's go straight to the topic of the day. So we are going to continue from where we stopped the last time. So we stopped at the, what's it called, title, to verify the title section. Now we are going to verify the video section. Okay, now you might ask, why are we going through all of these things? Why can't we just maybe use the JavaScript only, to prevent the person from typing anything, if from uploading, from clicking upload? Isn't that enough? No, it is not enough, because JavaScript, you must understand, JavaScript is at the front end. It is not at the back end. Therefore, it is vulnerable. The person can change it. In fact, all they have to do is simply to disable JavaScript, and your code is over. Your app is over, basically. So that is why, if they manage to scale through all those hoops, all those what do you call those fences that we erected, and they manage to scale through, but they will never be able to scale through this one, that of PHP. Why? Because it is at the back end. Security is very, very important. We don't joke with it. Okay. So now let us continue. To get the file, the video file, we simply create a variable called, we shall call it video. Excuse me, please, let me zoom this, please. All right, so we make a variable called video, and to that variable we assign something, it's called a super global called files. So it's an associative array, and what are we looking for in it? We're looking for video. All right, so first of all, well, let's print it out. Not print out, but print R. Let us print R it on the screen, because if we use echo, it will not work, because it is an array. Or let's talk about a few things before I do the print R. So what's it about this super global called files then video? It is a special PHP variable that stores information about the file that was uploaded. For example, file name, file size, then the temporary location on the server, and it will only exist if the user actually uploaded something. That's why we have to pass through a lot of things to make sure that uh, the user does not mess up our application. All right. So in order to check for that, we have to type 2 question marks, then null. So this checks if the user actually uploaded a video. Okay. So once the user uploads a video, once the user uploads the video, it saves the information or the uploaded video in this, what's it called, variable here. All right. So if nothing is uploaded, then it will set null. Remember, in our database, we said not null. So we do not accept null, but we put it here because it will help us in checking, security wise. But we are going to still work with it before ever there is anything uploaded to the database. All right. So let us first of all see what is inside. So we say, let's just use echo first of all so that I will demonstrate it properly. Video. Let me, okay, take this one off. Let me just choose a video. All right. In the directory where I kept the video, I renamed one of the videos to my video .mp4 so that it will be clearer. So let me select this one. Then the title, let me type something. And just say time. Then upload. You see, it says warning: array to string conversion. So this is actually an error. So in order to fix that, we simply will remove this. Let me just take this off. So we say print underscore r. Then what are we going to print? It's just to print on the screen, not on paper. All right, you see, it has printed out the array. It has displayed the array on the screen. Okay. Now, this as it is now, we cannot really get anything from it. So this time around, we use echo. So echo, then open and closing. Sorry, open and closing, then pre, which means preserve. I think preserve code or something. So now let me refresh. Continue. All right. You see how the format now, it has formatted everything for it to be clearer. Now, the name of the file is myvideo.mp4. Full path, myvideo.mp4. Type is video. Then the temporary name here. This is the temporary name, blah, 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 blah. Then error is 0. Pay attention to this one because we are going to talk about it. Then this is the file size. All right. So we are going to check for errors next. The errors in this case being that maybe the user did not type anything, or maybe it returned null as we set it here if the user didn't type anything. So let me just paste the code immediately. So here is the code. It says if video is exactly null, or this is or, okay, the double pipes means or, then sorry, if video is exactly null or video error is not equal to, or is not when you see this sign here, is not uploaded error. Okay, so which means the error is not equal to okay. Let me explain this constant better. Okay, This particular constant here is a PHP constant. So what it means is 0. Where is 0 coming from? Remember, error 0. Okay, so it means no error occurred. But you can clearly see this not equal sign here. Okay, it means that the error message returned is not equal to 0. Okay, so basically what we are checking for errors. One of the errors is that null. A person didn't type anything. Then this one is maybe something happened. We don't know exactly. Okay, we don't know exactly what happened. As far as this one is okay, which means 0, we are going to run the code that will be pasted next here. So let me get the code. I will paste it here. Now, as far as this one's return true, okay, if this one returns true or this one returns true, just one of them has to return true. That's why we are saying or. Okay, this or that. Then the code here will simply, just as we did in the other video, the code here will simply redirect the person to the form.php. Okay, and attach this data. I have already explained this in the other video and terminate the script. So what you have to do now is, you see what we did for the, what is it called, for the title is the same thing you have to do here when in form.php. So you just come over here. You don't, this one, you don't need this one. Okay, just like this. All right, so basically all you have to do is copy this one, this if section, copy it, paste it, then change the required variables you have to change. So to give you a hint, I said form.php, then v error. V error is video. I made it up, by the way, so you can call it whatever you like. So, but I want to stick to what we are doing, so I called it video error. Basically, that's it. So let's move on. The next thing the next step we are going to take is to, for the directory. So the directory or the folder where we will store our videos, any video you upload or any video the user uploads, where in the server will that video be stored or be saved? Because we are not going to save it inside the database. No, we are not going to save it, because if we use the database, so let's say something like MySQL is not going to be able to accept a large video file, for example. So when, for example, let's say something about, I don't know how the limit, I think it's 2 megabytes or something. Imagine you want to upload something as from 10 megabytes or 50 megabytes, or to even, let's say, 1 gigabyte. Then you are not going to do that to store it inside the database. So there is another way of doing it. So what we'll do now is to create a directory or folder where we are going to store our videos. First thing we do is to check if the directory actually exists, or the path. Yes, it is called path, to where we save our files, to make sure that path actually exists. So we'll create a variable, we call it target dir. So target dir, kind of saying target directory or target folder. Okay, so we are going to say uploads / videos. Don't worry, we will get to it. Directory doesn't exist. We have to do something, but we have to first of all check if the directory does not exist. So we'll say if is. All right, what dir is for directory, as I said earlier. So let's copy this. So what sorry. So what directory are we looking for? We are looking for this one. So paste it here. Now, if this if is directory simply means, does this directory exist? I know why I'm talking slowly now, so that it will enter straight into your head. Okay, does this directory exist? if it doesn't exist, what are we going to do? So how we are asking the question is if this directory does not exist. So as I say, if is directory, sorry, if not is directory. So we are asking it in a negative way. So which means if this directory doesn't exist, okay, this is just, programming patterns, okay, that will make life easier for you. So we use this statement to check whether a specific directory does not exist, okay. If the directory does not exist, then the code we are going to paste next inside the sorry, what's it called, the curly braces we run. So that code will then create the directory or folder if this directory does not exist. So let me just get it and paste it over here. So if it doesn't exist, we then command the PHP to make a directory, so which is mkdir. So it says attempts to create a directory specified by path name. Okay, so the path where you want the new directory to be created, that is target dir, okay, or target directory. We've already said something about it here. All right. Now this number 0755 is the permission for the directory. So we want to make sure that the directory is we will be allowed to both read and write, so that we don't end up having a directory that can only allow us to read. Then it means that whenever we upload our videos, the server will not allow it. So we must make sure of that. That is why we put this number here. Okay. Then the true, it means whether to create nested directories if the parent directories do not exist. So as you can see here, this is actually a nested directory because this directory is inside this one. Okay, this directory is inside this one. So we want to make sure of everything before we do any uploading, so that errors will be fewer and the headaches will be fewer, of course. So it is better we go slowly and slowly, surely wins the race. So let's continue. Please, guys, I made a mistake. Okay, there was what's it called, error. So um, instead of target directory, I typed something else. So I've corrected it. So correct it, please. Target dir. All right, target dir, not that nonsense I typed the other time. So what we have to do now is let's check if this code will actually create a folder. If it creates a folder, we shall see that that folder here. Do not confuse that folder uploads/videos with uploads.php. Okay? Or in fact, you know what? Let me remove this S so that it will be the difference will be clear, the contrast will be clearer. So now let's move over to the browser. So let me just refresh, continue. Okay, so let me go over and check if there is a directory or a folder called upload. Tada, here it is. Now inside it we have videos. Okay, you can see the path there, the champ/htdocs/vidvibes/upload/videos. So the directory has been created. So this is how to create a folder directly from PHP. The next step is to sanitize and generate the file name. Sanitize and generate the file name. We first of all make a variable called file name. Okay, file name. I need to use camel case. So to it, I assign what's it called, video. Then what are we looking for in the video? We are looking for the name. Okay, if you can remember, we displayed this on the screen earlier in this particular video you're watching now. Okay, so we are storing it inside this one called the file name. We are storing, sorry, the name of the video we are now storing inside this one called file name. All right, so what again are we going to do? Because this is not good. We have to do something else to it. So we use a function called base name. So the base name function in PHP let me type it first. So we'll say base base name. So base name is a function in PHP that takes a string, usually a file path, as input. Then it returns the last part of the path, for example, the file name. So it will exclude everything, include any directory or folder information. So why is it important? It is important because it will help us to prevent traversal attacks. So if you use the full path without extracting the file name, someone could try to upload files with malicious names that could do what? Ruin your, cause security issues. Okay. So now let's echo, uh, let's print file name, please. Now I save. So you see my video.mp4. So we are now extracting this file name. And mind you, once if we run this code again, it's not going to create another directory because it says if this directory doesn't exist, then you make another directory. So don't worry, it's not going to populate here with so much upload videos. Okay. So now we've seen the file name, which is what is it again? My video.mp4. Now the next thing we have to do now is to sanitize, to actually do the sanitization. Okay. So to be able to get the sanitization properly done, we have to use something called a regular expression. So basically, what the code we are going to what we are going to see next will do is to remove any any invalid characters from the file name. So it will only allow letters, numbers, underscores, periods, and hyphens. It will help to ensure that the file name is safe, clean, and compatible with file systems. Okay, file systems of different OSs or operating systems like Mac, Windows, Linux, and the three at least. So let me get the code and paste it here immediately. The same file name we now, as that same after we have gotten the base name, then we now subject it to this what is it called, regular expression. So as I said earlier, the code will replace any of those characters with an empty string. Okay, meaning any character that doesn't match the pattern. Where is the pattern? This one's this is the pattern. Okay, any character that doesn't match it will be removed from the file name. So it will remove any character from the file name that doesn't have the that are not alphanumeric characters. As I mentioned earlier, examples like underscores, periods, or hyphens. So this will help to ensure that the file name is safe and only valid characters are allowed in the file systems. So across all the different platforms like Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. All right. But now, what is we are still going to supply the file is going to look at, okay, which is simply file name. So copy this one and paste it here. So if there is any malicious code that the user might have put in there, now we have totally removed it. This is for security. So we must progress. So the next step is normalization. To normalize the extension, for example, the .mp4, we have to make to normalize it. How do we do that? What does it mean? So it simply means to first of all you get the extension, then make sure it is in lowercase, i.e. small letters. Here it's already in lowercase, but some people might store their own with uppercase in their own computer or mobile phone, any one of them. Okay, so we have to make sure that they are all normalized, that is, they are all the same thing. So I think I have to put back this thing I removed here. So let me just paste it back. All right, because it is very important that we are able to, at least to know what we are doing. Okay, so we are in the normalization phase. So as you can see here, it says type video/mp4. Okay, so the normalization we are going to do is to make sure this thing is I've already said it many times. So let's continue, please. Now we go down here. We say finally video. We say video type. Video type is, so to video type we assign this. So path info. So where is path info? What does path info? So it says it returns information about file path. So it is here, full path. So it's going to return this. Okay. Now we have this one called path info extension. So path info extension, this is a constant. It helps you to find out the file type by looking at the extension only. So it is useful for file uploads, validation, and things like processing. Okay. So let's get this. Or we have gotten it already. So let's just echo this one out. So say echo, then video type. Now let's save, then move over. You see, it says my video mp4.mp4. I understand why this thing is happening. So let's first of all, wait, okay. Now, yeah. What am I doing? So now let's echo it. Let me re-echo it. All right. So this BR here is just line break, okay, and just your regular HTML stuff. So now we've gotten the path, which is just that MP4. So this is which is what the file type is. So now to normalize it, we simply add another function here. So to this function here, we just say str to lower, okay, str to lower, which means string to lower. Okay, this thing here is a string. The thing is the content is a string. So just take let me delete this one, go over here and type it. So should in case this thing was typed as a capital letter or uppercase, it will always come back as a what's it called, lowercase, like this one. Now we are done with the normalization. So the very next thing we have to do is we must proceed to generating a unique name or a unique ID for the video. We are doing this because we must prevent file name conflict. File name conflict is simply, for example, as I call this video my video.mp4, somebody else uploading a video will also call its own, or may also call its own, my video.mp4. So once that happens, there will be a conflict. If he uploads that, what the server will simply do is to replace, for example, your own file was uploaded first and I uploaded mine second, then my own it will delete your own and replace it with my own because they have the same name. So in order to prevent that, that is what we are going to do next. Okay, so before anything, we first of all make a variable and call it unique name. So unique name, to it we assign the next there is a function in PHP that is called unique ID. So unique ID generates a unique ID based on the current time function, and it expects two parameters. So the first parameter is or the prefix is the first parameter is a string or a prefix. In fact, as is a prefix, is a string. Okay, just a string of letters, a bunch of letters that is added to the start of the ID or file name. Okay, so let's use a simple word like video. So video underscore. Then the second parameter is true. So what true simply does is the Boolean simply adds more uniqueness by including extra microsecond information. Okay, so the unique ID will generate an ID based on the current time in your own PC, in your own system, in your own operating system. Okay, based on the current time. Then this is not enough. We are not yet done. We then concatenate it or join it with the name of the file. All right. So that's the dot you see on your screen there is the PHP sign for concatenate or to join. Then the next thing we provide is the dot. This one is a string, so we concatenate it with a dot, then concatenate it again with the video type. So simply say video type. So the unique, this one now becomes the unique ID of the what's it called, the file. So because of this, there is no way that there will be a what's it called, a file conflict. So let me echo it out and see what we are talking about. Echo unique name. All right, you see it says my video. Oh wait, please let me take this one again. Control C. Let me put it here. All right, so it says video sys blah 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 dot mp4. Okay, so now that this is the unique name of the what's it called, the unique name of the file that we will give. Should I say it started out as my video.mp4, now it's going to end up as video underscore blah 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 dot blah 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 dot mp4. Okay. So that is how it works. It's funny, right? So the next thing we are doing is we are bringing putting everything together, to join everything together. For that to happen, we will first of all create a variable called target. I hope I typed it correctly this time around. Target file. Okay. Then to target file, we assign to it the concatenation, i.e., or to join the target directory or the target dir, which is comprises of these strings and the unique name. So basically, okay, we'll echo it out so that we'll see, well, you understand what I am talking about. So we'll simply say tar, sorry, target directory or target dir, we join it or concatenate it with unique name. Now let's echo first. Okay, I already done this, so let's echo it. All right, you see. Oh no, wait, what is going on here? Oh yeah, I haven't done it. I thought I already did it. Okay, so let me copy this one, then bring it down here. I am leaving all these things so that you will not so that it won't confuse you, so that you will know exactly where we are in the stream of the video. So this corresponds to this last one we are echoing right now. So this is the last one. This is the last one we just echoed. So it says upload videos. Something is wrong somewhere. Something is wrong somewhere. Because there's a problem here. Okay, it's going to cause an error. Now, to solve that problem, we go up to here and put another slash here. Sorry. All right. So this is the root. Should I say the main folder, which is upload? Then inside this one we have called videos. So another folder called videos. Then inside this folder called videos, we now have the file itself. Okay. So the root folder, the subfolder, then the file inside the subfolder. So it means upload slash video blah 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 dot mp4. All right. With that aside, we shall focus on validating the file. So we are validating the file type and the size of the file. Okay. We must make sure that only going to allow videos compatible with HTML5 and no other file type. Okay. So the first thing we have to do now is to make a list or an array that will contain the file types that we will allow. So make sure that only the files we are going to allow are compatible with HTML5 playback. Okay, so we are not going to allow files like AVI. So we are going to allow like MP4, MOV, WebM. I'll paste this is a variable. We create a variable called allowed types. So, and the variable is an array or a list. But since we are talking about PHP, so we use the word array. If we were talking about Python, then we use list. So these are the lists, or this is a list of, or an array of file types that are allowed: MP4, MOV, and WebM. So the next thing we shall focus on is on the file size. We must limit the file size to, in our own app now, I decided to limit it to 50 megabytes. Okay, but this is PHP we are talking about. So there are some configuration we need to do. So in order to, we have to reconfigure it anyway. So to reconfigure that, we have to go to something called php.ini or php.ini. So where do you get your php.ini? I will show you. So what you have to do is to go to your XAMPP folder. Okay. Now that is to local disk, then, or your C drive, then XAMPP. You go to PHP somewhere here, then you scroll down until you get to php.ini. So just drag it into your VS Code. Open. All right. So now we are in the php.ini. So in your php.ini file or php.ini file, simply go to what's it called again? Control F. Just type Control F. Okay, find. Then in the find box, you type upload underscore max. All right. So in your own, it will have a different number, a much lower number than this. So just type this 999. Okay, just this what is it called? 7 nines. This figure 9. Type it 7 times. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then 2m. Okay. After doing that, the next one you are going to what you're going to do next is to type post max. So post max size, the same thing. All right. So 999. If you don't do it, your file will not be uploaded if it is more than what it is, what the PHP came originally with, and it's usually very small, like 2 megabytes or something. Okay, or 8 megabytes, like this one. I just type 99999 to get it up to 7, this number. Then you save it, Control S. That's it. Close it. We are done with the configuration. Okay. Now we will also put some max file size of our own. So the maximum file size that we allow. Okay. So how we do that is simply create a variable, call it max size file. All right. Oh, sorry. Max file size. Okay. Now to it we assign these numbers. We say 50 multiplied by 1024 multiplied by 1024. So this will give us a 50 megabytes. Okay. Next, we make sure that the file format can be found in the list of allowed formats. That is in this list. To make any file that is not any file formats that is not found here will not be allowed. Once again, we check it using if. All right, so if what in array. So we use this in array function to search for a value. It accepts or it expects two parameters. So the first one being the video type. So the video type is this, okay? Where we are getting the .mp4 and whatever, or .mov or .webm, depending on the one you uploaded. Then whatever is inside here, we then check if it can be found inside this array. So if this is found, if the video type is can be found here, for example, you uploaded an MP4, an MOV or WebM file, then good. If it is not there, then okay, the next thing is going to happen, or the next code is going to run. Excuse me, guys. Let me try it again because there seems to be an error, which I can't really identify where it's coming from. No, so let me try it again. So, okay, the other time I said if in array. No, this is if not in array, please. If not. So if this cannot be found in this, pay attention, please. Don't do like me. Oh no, like I did just now. So if not, remember this exclamation mark means not. So if not in array, so this is a function that checks if this cannot be found in this. So if your video type is not found in the allowed types, then the next code will run. We're simply going to send that person back to the form.php, which of course, as I said earlier, will simply look like it's, how do I put it? It's refreshed. So we are attaching to it this data, which we call VU error. VU error simply means video upload error. I think I should call it video file error. But anyway, let's continue with this one. Video upload error. So this is a string that I created. Sorry, you concatenate it, or we concatenate it with this. Only MP4, MOV, and WebM formats are allowed. Okay, so of course, don't forget the URL encode. The reason we are doing this, again, will help us if the person uploaded something that is not even a video. Maybe he or she uploaded something like a photo, a PNG or JPEG or something else. It will not work. It will simply tell you that only MP4 and MOV and WebM files are allowed, because we are looking for videos that are not just any video, but the ones that are compatible with HTML5 playback. All right, now we check for the file size. We don't want the user to upload a 2-hour HD movie, so we must limit the size of the video the user is allowed to upload. Okay, remember we already specified the maximum file size. So now we will have to check to make sure that it does not, or if the person uploaded something larger than 50 megabytes, then we're like, oh no, you cannot upload this. So as usual, if. So we'll say if video size, okay, video size, where do we get the video size? We have seen something like this before. It is here. So size, okay. If it is larger, please, again, I skipped something. After running this header, to send us to another place, or to redirect us to the form.php, then it will terminate the script. Then please, again, this is another homework for you. Okay, I need to save time myself. Then you yourself, this is an opportunity for you to do some customization. Okay, so you go to the form.php. You see this one, you have already done it before. Do it again, but this time around, tailor it to the, what is it called? tailor it to the where is it, to the VU error, video upload error. Okay, it's very easy to do. It's just you have to change some information, that's all. Now we go back to the size. So if the video size is greater, this is the sign for greater. Okay, if it is greater than, okay, the sign for greater than, if it is greater than the maximum file size or max file size that we specified here, which is 50 megabytes, then what is it going to do? The same thing here. Okay, the same thing here. So let me get the code and paste it immediately. So to redirect us to form.php, and this time around we created another variable, we'll call it vs error, so video size error. Okay, so video file size, video file is too large, maximum 50 megabytes. Then we terminate the program or terminate the script. So the very next step is to now move the file and store it in a database. Okay, or store it in this what is it called, in this directory we created earlier. So we do that by saying, guess what we will say again? If. All right. So if, then there is a what's it called, a function called move uploaded file. All right. So move uploaded file. Then what are we going to move? Let me bring it immediately, or let me show you first. We are going to move. Where is it again? I think this one. Okay. Yeah, it's this one. Here is the file itself. This is it's called temporary name. So this we are going to move. I think this is where, or I believe this is where the main file is. Okay. All these ones are just information, or the main file now, or the main video is stored inside here. All right. So we'll simply say, let me copy this. Then come down here. Then first of all, I will say video. Oh, sorry, I already. All right. It's supposed to be a string. All right. So if move uploaded file video, not vid, huh? Ah, video. So video TMP name or temporary name, it's there's another parameter it's looking for, so which is where it will now store, where the how do I put it, the permanent directory where the video will be stored, which is this one. So where are we getting it? Remember, it is target file. Copy. So target file is this, and the, what is it called, unique name. We quickly put that one there. We move the file, okay, to this place. Okay, so we move it to this place, which is the permanent directory. The next thing we will do is to actually move. Now we have moved this one to the, what is it called, to here. Don't worry, we'll demonstrate it later. Okay, the next thing we'll actually do now is now to do something about the database itself, because this one we are storing it inside a special base, or sorry, a special directory. But then the information about it is what we will store inside our database, or MySQL database. Okay. So the next thing we have to do now is to use what's it called, prepare statements, so that will prevent SQL injection in our database. All right. So in order to do that, we'll have something called, still inside this if, okay, this if block. So we simply create a new variable called stmt. So to it we let me copy the code and paste it over. So stmt, to it we assign this con. Remember, con is coming from here. Okay, so now we are dealing with the database. All right, so we access its prepare what's it called, a prepare statement. Now inside it we put this one now is for your database, it's for the MySQL. This is MySQL code. So make sure it is you first of all put this double quotes. Then inside the double quotes you say insert into videos. Remember the videos, you created it in your database. All right, so videos. Then inside the videos we have these two columns. Is it row or column? Okay, let me just call it these two anyway. So we have title and URL. So now the values we have these question marks. Okay, so in PHP's prepared statements, the values of these, the values, which is the values double question mark, this part is used to safely insert data into a database by using placeholders instead of directly injecting the variables into the SQL query. So why are we using these values? So it is simply because of security. So it prevents, as I said earlier, SQL injection by separating data from the query. Okay, because if it is done directly, it is a little bit, should I say, it is more vulnerable, because people who know what is going on, people who can manipulate things, they are going to manipulate it and destroy your database. So it's also uh, how do I put it? It also gives an or enables an ease of maintenance. So than the code is much more clearer. The structure is much clearer for easier debugging. So it makes life easier for us. So each question mark is a placeholder for a value. Okay. The number of question mark must match the number of values you want to insert. So in this case, we have two placeholders. So for the title and the URL, the what's it called, prepare SQL. This prepare SQL code here what does it do? It prepares the SQL statement for execution, and that is what we are going to do next. So we are going to do that by binding our data to the placeholders. So to do that, we simply go down again and say stmt, which is the short for statement. Okay, sorry, we are not we are not assigning it again, please. So let me just get the code, please, because I have to save time. So say stmt, then bind param. So this bind param method, what it does is that it binds variables to a prepare statement as a parameter, just as you can see VS Code doing the explanation up there. In an SQL query, as you can see, two letters S here. So the two letters S, or the first S specifies that the first placeholder is a string. All right. So this is a where is it? The title is a string. Remember, you are the one who typed that. Okay. Then the URL is also a string. The URL is simply the target file. Okay, we have already talked that earlier. So we have the title, then the target file. The second one also specified that the second placeholder is also a string. I've already talked about it. We have other letters. All right. So you see something like S. Okay, no, I've already talked about S. You see something like I. If you see I, then it's an integer. Or if you are going to upload an integer, then we use I. An integer is just a number. Okay. Now, if you are going to talk about, or if you are dealing with a float, which is decimal, then we use D, which means double. Then if it's a binary data, let's say you want to now upload that video directly into your MySQL database, then it will be a binary data. So we use B. B stands for blob. After then, we are going to do the execution. The execution will be done still inside this if block. So let me just get the code and copy it over. I meant to paste it over. Okay, we still say if, then this sorry, we say if, so stmt we now execute, this is to execute this query. Then after executing the query, we close the statement, we close the database. Then this connection, this close means we now close the connection with the database, because if we leave it open, it will take up resources. Okay, imagine you call someone on the phone, then after when you are done with talking with the person, then you don't cut the line, you still leave it open. You see, you are going to mess things up. Then after that is done, then we say header. So we now redirect that person to from the form.php. Remember, it's inside we all these things are happening inside the uploads.php, but to access uploads.php, we will access it from the form.php. So it will now look like it is redirecting you from header.php to index.php. Okay, so we say location index.php. Then we attach to it again, once again, as usual, a data. So now I made a variable called succ, success, short for success. So which means that your code was successfully uploaded. Then URL encode, which will say video uploaded successfully. Once again, as we did in the other ones, do it, but this time around, we are going to do it inside the index.php and not in the form.php. All right, you're not going to do it here. You're not going to do it here. You will do it. Where is it? Here. Okay, the exact same thing you did here, and here also. That is what you are going to do inside the index.php. So this one we will come for it later, because this one is a huge project on its own. Okay, but it's not really difficult anyway. It's simple. Just some stupid fetch API stuff. So after everything, then terminate the what's it called? Terminate the script. Okay. Then if things didn't go as planned, something went wrong. We cannot exactly know. No, something went wrong along the way. So you simply say else. Okay, what are we going to do? So if this one doesn't work, then do this. So let me get the code and paste it over here. So we are still going to do the same thing we did up here, except for the execute part. Now, sorry. Remember, up here, it is this execute. Okay, if stmt executes, all right, then this is where the block of code these other ones get run. So you don't paste them inside here. Okay, so it's only, I mean, that's a paste because I pasted it. I forgot to clarify it for you. So this one stmt execute will be what this if will be watching. So if it works, then it will then do these other ones. All right. So it means that this it successfully uploaded your video. Then it's going to close the connection and the database. Then you know the rest. So in case this thing didn't work, this code here didn't work, then it was still going to close the connection and the database, but the header would then be u error, so which means upload error. So now we are saying database or error, unable to save video details. Okay, then the program will be terminated. Again, if this one didn't work, okay, if this one didn't work, remember the if, then we are going to do the else. So where is the end of this one? Here it is. Okay, so say else. Again, if this one doesn't work, then simply it's going to redirect us to the index.php again. Then this time around we'll say U error. So again, upload error. So, but this time around what we are getting is failed to upload video. Then terminate the script. We shall now test whether our file, or sorry, our little upload program or a little upload application is working. Okay, so let me save it first. All right. So now I shall test it to see if it works. My heart is really pounding. So okay. Anyway, what can happen? Let's go on. So let me choose this one. Let me type anything here. Upload. Uh-oh. There's a mistake. Something is not working. Let me try it again. It's not working. What can be the problem? 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 Of course, I already know what the problem is. Because of my clumsy typing, okay? I already know what the problem is. I'm just joking. So, in order to correct that problem, I simply I press on my keyboard Control F. So, search for vid type, because this is where the error came from. All right. Instead of saying video type, I typed vid type. Oh my god. Sorry, forgive me. Okay. So everywhere there is video vid type, I will go over there and convert it to video type. Video type. Video type. Video type. Okay, it says no results. So now let me save. Now I go back. Let me choose a file. Then let me call it my video. All right, let me upload it. Right, takes me to the index page, and here it says SUCC. I don't want to say suck. Okay, because it doesn't suck. Success, video uploaded successfully. Now let's go to the local host. To the what is it called? To the oh my god, to the database. Now we go to the videos. All right, here it is. It says my video. So let me try it again. Go back. Let me refresh. Let me choose another file. Anyone with a simple name. Unfortunately, there is none. Fortunately, these are videos I downloaded from what's it called? From anyway, let me call this one. No, not that one, please. So let me rename this one to Dana. So these videos I got them from, I think, from YouTube, then from pixabay.com. Then I use them in my, when I was doing research for this application. So these are the videos. I simply recycled them. That's why you're seeing them video blah 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 blah. Okay. So let me try dana.mp4. Okay, all right. So let me go back there. Okay, no. Select dana.mp4. Let's call it Dana. Upload. All right. So let's try it. So we have it Dana. All right. Good. But this is not the end. Okay. We still have to make another check. Now let me go over here. I don't know if it actually created, if it actually stored the video in target directory here. I don't know if it actually did it, but let me check. Simple. I go over here. Tada is there. Upload videos, and these are the videos that we uploaded. So you see, it's renamed them. This is a rather long video, but of course we have a lot of explanation to. I had a lot of explanation to make. So thank you so much for sticking with me till now.